How are we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. Happy New Year to you all, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I've been super busy, and I've managed to catch a cold. But I thought I'd do a quick Christian metal haul for you. I've done a bit of shopping over the past couple of weeks, and a few things turned up. Yeah, and there was enough to do a whole video, basically. So, yeah, the first things to show off. I got the first. I think this is the first 3 albums. I think it's definitely the first 2, and I'm not sure where this one goes, but I've completed the collection anyway now. So this is Impending Doom. This is the first album. Nailed, Dead, Risen. Quite hard to get hold of, that one. That was a bit tricky to find, but I got it in the end. And then the second album, the Serpent's Servant. And then I think this is the third album. It was one that was missing anyway, but There Will Be Violence. This is the controversial album in Impending Doom's back catalogue, from what I can gather, and it's one the band don't seem to think much of nowadays. But a lot of people say the debut album, Now Dead Risen, is the best album in a lot of people's eyes. This is certainly their most brutal. This is definitely what you would call deathcore. I remember when deathcore first come out, a bunch of bands came out at once, really, but I think the 2 most prominent ones were Job for a Cowboy and Whitechapel. They were the ones that caught my attention anyway. And in all fairness, both those bands, those first 2 albums, Whitechapel's This Is Exile and Job for a Cowboy's, what was that first album called? Genesis. Weren't actually that bad. And I remember Job for the Cowboy was getting a bit of a kick in at the time. And they weren't that bad at all. And I lost track with both bands, really. But yeah, I think time's been kind to both of them. But that whole deathcore thing got saturated pretty quick. It was basically Cryptopsy and Internal Bleeding and Suffocation were sort of already doing what deathcore was trying to do anyway. It was like it was death metal with the hardcore live show aesthetic thrown in. And but I found with deathcore mainly sort of cancelled the 2 out rather than gelled the 2. But Impending Doom, I've been really getting into them lately. So yeah, I've got the whole collection of them. I'll do a retrospective video at some point. And then I got a big box from Boone's Overstock. I say when it comes to Christian rock and metal, my big 3 are Boone's Overstock, obviously. This Rocks Records and Soundmass.com. And I've recently discovered Face Down Records. Although with all of these labels, you can't have to order a bunch of stuff just to justify the shipping, because shipping's getting really tricky at the moment. It's not just them; it's just all round. But yeah, so here we go. Yeah, first off, I've got Phil Keaggy, I think that is, with What a Day. A nice mellow album. If you like George Harrison's All Things Must Pass or Shudgy Otis, that sort of thing, nice sort of laid back acoustic stuff. That's quite a good album with nice catchy songs. This is the free CD edition with got a remastered and one with a bunch of different takes, etc. And then one with a load of demos and all that good stuff. So I thought, well, might as well dive in while I'm there. I think this is a British band. I'm not sure. But this is no, it isn't. It's East Coast Christian thrash band. Don't know what made me think they were British. But yeah, thrash metal, Sacrament. This is Testimony of Apocalypse. This is the Legacy edition. Again, this is one I just keep seeing popping up in lists, and again, I had to justify the shipping, so I just grabbed it. Looks like my good buddy Scott Waters has done liner notes on this one, so that should be good. And then yeah, I 3 gold disc editions, and then I bought the other 2 albums, so I thought I'll show you them afterwards. But yeah, we got the gold disc Bombworks Records editions of the first 3 Believer albums. I realised, or getting into Christian metal, I knew that Believer were one of the sort of classic Christian metal bands, but their albums were quite hard to get hold of, especially these first 2 albums. So I didn't really bother, because being OCD, I've got to have everything a band's done. So, but now these have been reissued. I grabbed these 3 reissues and then got the other 2 albums with it as well. So now I've got the whole collection. So yeah, this is Believer with what's this? Sanity Obscure, Gold Disc Edition. Oh, I've got the. You get a, as always, you get a baseball card in every edition. This is actually a gold CD, which lasts longer. Apparently, I've never had a CD completely die on me, but apparently they are more durable. So you get liner notes and photos and all that good stuff. And I'm not actually sure what order these came out in of their original release, that is. But yeah, Sanity Obscure. I'll put this back in the box for now. This one I actually had. It turned out it was a replica, a bootleg edition. I found that out the hard way when I tried to sell it. I sold my other one because I thought, well, what's the point? I've got this one now. Again, gold CD. Now this is what one's this one? Extraction from Mortality, and this is one of the albums that's constantly brought up in top 10, top 100, top whatever. Whenever there's a list of Christian metal, any like YouTube channels I've watched where they have a list of like the best Christian metal bands or Christian metal albums, this album is always brought up. It's always somewhere near the top. So that one will be worth watching or looking out for, regardless of your views. Again, the whole Christian metal thing is a bit of a... I think a lot of these bands sell themselves short, because I wouldn't have heard of a lot of these if I didn't seek them out. And I think a lot of them, not for the band's fault, but I think a lot of them painted themselves into a corner. Gold CD. Ooh. That could have been worse. Yeah. Just got lyrics in this one, by the looks of it. Although I had seen editions of the other 2 albums about, they would always be a bit pricey. This one I've never seen at all. Didn't even know about it until it was reissued. They've got vinyls as well. That last one I showed off, what was it? Extraction from Mortality was on cassette as well. So I got those 3 reissues, and then I got the 2 later albums. This is Transhuman. It's all getting a bit blurry now. Is that going to find its... Yeah, come on. And then Gabriel. I'll take that one out as well. Oh, this one you can get a card with as well. Did you get that? Did you get that with this one? Yes, you do. There you go. So yeah, this is a band I've been curious about, and I'm looking forward to getting into. Who knows? Yeah, I'll probably try and do a retrospective. I'm going to be doing a lot of... I'm going to dive a bit more into the Christian metal thing this year going forward. I'm going to get Scott Waters on. I think we're going to try and do... I'm going to get Scott Waters on in the new year, actually. We're going to do Mortification. That'll probably be a 2-parter because that's quite a long catalogue. But yeah, just a quick little haul for you. I've got a couple of other unboxings and quick reviews to do. And some other bits. So there'll be lots of videos coming out in the next week or so. Plus I'll be picking up Rushcast and Maidencast as well. So, hitting the ground running. I hope you've all had a good bit of time off. And hope it's not too depressing going back to work. But onwards and upwards. And I'll see you all soon. Take care.